What's up, guys? I'm Coach Cade, and today we are spectating my friend and teammate iKicks, who is a Silver 4 Ashe main. He also is on console, which is interesting because the last person that I spectated was also on console. We got a lot of console players. So the first thing I noticed is your position, real quick. Oh, and you just dropped. That position you can't really see anything from. You usually want to be playing either closer so that you can actually see people or shoot at them, or like farther back if you want to play the point. Now, since your whole team's playing up here, you should probably play farther back, but you should stay probably here. You can see a lot more. You can see the bat and the hog right there. You can see a lot more from this angle than from this angle. And then you drop, which you don't really want to be playing on low ground. Yeah, overall, I'm not a huge fan of playing on this low ground here. You should probably play farther back and keep the high ground. At the very least, you can jump back up with your kick and like play up on that bridge above you. That just gives you a better angle on everybody. And now you're in danger of getting killed by the hog. So already I've noticed that you have a habit of using all of your ammo to spam shots. You've been reloading basically half the game so far. Like for this whole minute that they've been attacking, you've been reloading, it seems like. You don't need to spam that much with your like primary fire and when you're not scoped in. You really want to get scoped in with Ashe. Ashe is so much better when you're scoped in. It's unreal how much more damage she does. And if you're not scoping in and you're shooting, not only are you doing less damage per shot, you're also running out of ammo a lot faster. And that's a lot of uptime that you're just, or a lot of downtime that you have, rather, that you're not actually doing anything because you're stuck reloading. So firing shots while you're scoped in gives you more time to shoot as opposed to reload. At this point, you should probably go back up to the high ground. Okay, if you're gonna play this far up, you should be on the high ground, definitely. You should not be playing that close on the low ground, especially when they have a Roadhog who kind of messes you up close, even with the nerfs. You wouldn't have died if you were standing on the high ground. But a clutch res. Yeah, you had to worry about a lot of people there, and you wouldn't have to worry about that many people shooting at you if you were just on the high ground. If you were playing up here, then all you'd have to worry about is the Pharah. Pharah shooting you, you stand right here, she's the only person that can see you over here. And then once you take care of her, then you can start shooting at everybody else and worry about this. But you were kind of just alone and got rolled by the whole team after your team died because you didn't have a good position. Again, I would really like to see you on the high ground here. There are so many buildings on this map for you to stand on. There's no reason that you need to be in the streets. It's fine that you spammed a lot there, because, you know, he was low and alone and you got the kill, and that's a lot of burst damage. But just be careful with spamming when you might need to reload. In that case, the whole team didn't follow him, so, like, he didn't need to, but just be careful of that. No, yeah, don't do that. If you're trying to kill a Bob, you have one bullet left and Bob's not even half health. If you are trying to kill something, then use your primary fire. You deal so much more damage. So before damage fall off, whenever you're scoped in, you deal 75 damage per shot. Whenever you hip fire without scoping in, you're only dealing 40 damage per shot. And the damage fall off is faster. And while you do deal more damage per second while you're just spamming and not scoped in, overall, including reload time, you're dealing less damage per second. So a lot of the time, you want to be scoped in. It's also easier to hit headshots if you're scoped in. So you really want to be scoping in as much as possible because you have less fall off and more damage per shot. And overall, with reloads included, you have more damage per second. Really, you only want to use your hip fire to finish off low targets. So you just two-shot that Ashe. This is a terrible spot for you to play at. By this door. You need to be on those buildings. So much good high ground for you to stand on. Again, in this building, this is not where Ashe wants to play. Ashe has what is essentially a sniper rifle. You want to be playing from farther back. I'd really like it if you take the high ground here. I know I've said it a lot, but high ground is super important, especially for an Ashe. Like, you are at an extreme risk of dying here. You're taking so much damage. You're so much safer on the high ground. And with your coach gun, you can just shoot yourself right on up there. Just use the knockback. See? I love this. Now you're on high ground. They're not shooting at you, or they're trying, but they're missing. Because you're on the high ground. Sim comes up, no worries. You can actually coach gun her off. But you have a mercy. So, okay, you can coach gun yourself off too. I mean, whatever works. So, I don't know why you shotgun yourself up just to come back down. Obviously, in that position, it was so that you could shoot over the Sigma shield. But why, if you're going to shoot yourself up so you can shoot over the Sigma shield, would you not just stay up? Right? Like, just come permanently stay on the high ground, and you can fire down. The shield doesn't matter. You know? You can shoot right over it, and you're a lot harder to shoot at. So, there's no reason for you to be taking these, like, coach gun shots to fire yourself up in the air briefly when you could just be up in the air all the time. Okay, well, they C9, and the game's over. That was a pretty nice short game. Kicks. I have good news for you. All of your problems are super easy to fix, and so I'll just tell you what they are. Number one, you need to position better, and that pretty much means stay on high ground. Get to high ground and stay on high ground. You can... There are so many advantages to high ground. There are probably videos dedicated to the reasons why high ground's so good, but the short version of it is, it's easier to hit enemy heads, enemies have a harder time hitting your head, and you're safer because you have somewhere to back up to. You can literally just kind of like crouch behind a ledge. So high ground is extremely important, especially on Ashe, and so you should really be above the enemy at all times. The second thing that you should work on is not hip firing so much. You should really be scoping in a lot more. Like I said earlier, you deal more damage over time with a scope, and if it's that you're worried about like not hitting shots, then just practice your aim, right? Like just practice aim, get really good, and be able to hit those scope shots. I think you actually have more aim assist since you're playing on console whenever you are scoped in. So work on that, try to scope in more, and try to keep the high ground. You should only really use hip fire whenever you've gotten someone low and you can finish them off super quickly with a like just spamming, you know. Other than that, you're good to go. Be sure to like and subscribe if you found the video helpful, and there are more guides coming your way.